We kind of like build our character, build our image overall, and people get to see a different side of us other than what they see on the field.
And once you experience it, I genuinely don't know how you go back to anything else.
Well, my team says I have an alter ego, Adventure, which I think is the corniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Get Gordon and get it done.
Hello, everyone. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I know y'all probably used to a different voice and a much different looking person, but I am not Gordon McKernan. I am actually Khloe Veal. I am the social media marketing and NIL coordinator here, and I'm so proud to see that I have brought these three lovely Louisiana athletes together. Y'all can go ahead and introduce yourself for me, please. Whoever want to jump in.
You want me to start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm Khloe Magee. I play softball at Southeastern, and I'm a sophomore there.
I'm Jurnee Robinson. I am a sophomore outside hitter at Louisiana State University.
Okay, and
My name is Aylani Ottley, and I'm a graduating senior, and I play softball at Southern.
oh my gosh, I'm so proud. I'm so excited that y'all with me here today. Thank you again. I don't think I've said thank you yet, but thank y'all so much for taking the time out of y'all busy schedule to be with us here today. Sorry. So, fun fact: this is my very first podcast. Is this anybody else's first podcast?
It's mine. This is my first time.
This not very first official real
Yeah,
life
This is like the real
podcast.
deal.
Yeah.
So this is a quick, like, I guess, I don't know, ad. But this is like the garage studio that Gordon McKernan has opened up. You know, if it's for the public, it's for athletes, it's for everybody to shine. So if y'all have an idea, y'all want to come do a podcast on your own, just let me know. So we're going to get straight into it, do a little icebreaker. So who is y'all's favorite female athlete of all time? And why?
That's a good one. I'll go first. My favorite female athlete is Sis Bates. She's a shortstop. She played for the University of Washington, and she is like the swag that she has on the field. She's just like truly herself, and I admire that so much. She's so much fun to watch play.
I've never heard of her before. But
You gotta look her up.
I
Look her up.
I will.
That's good.
Mine is Jordan Larson. She's an outside hitter for the USA team, and she's been in the game for so long, and she's so humble. I met her at USA tryouts, and I just think that like she's just so amazing.
That's good. You met her. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Khloe, what about you?
Mine's Sydney McLaughlin. I think that's how you say her last name. She's like this amazing, independent, strong woman. She runs track Olympically, and she holds like 4 world records. Like, she's amazing, and she's a Christian, and her husband's awesome too. Like, she's just overall like the best human being I've ever seen, and she's really good at what she does. So
Okay, I have heard of her. Nah, I'm not really. I'm trying to get in the athlete space, but you know, I'm struggling. But I'm doing all right. I would say another icebreaker. What is one thing about your sport that most people think they know but really don't?
I would say people think it's so easy to hit a ball. That's probably one of the biggest things. It's hard. The ball spins, the ball's coming fast. It is not easy. It is the hardest thing ever. So I would say that.
Yeah, I would say, not to cut you off, but at Topgolf, I get humbled, and I know it's much worse than with a baseball bat coming full speed at your face.
I think with volleyball, it's just like there's so much thought process that goes into everything. Like when you have a big block in front of you, you have to think like, okay, do I have sharp? Do I have cross? Like everything, all in that, like it has to go through your mind in like 2 seconds. And I just think there's a lot of thought process that people really don't think about. They just think you're just passing the ball and jumping and
A lot of
hitting as
brain
hard as you
power,
can.
huh?
Yeah.
Khloe, what about you?
I think for softball, it's so much faster than people realize. I think when they think of softball, they just think of girls playing baseball. But like when I watch baseball, I like it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, wow, 4 minutes later we get a pitch compared to like when you're playing it, because it's like 10 seconds the next pitch happens. So I would say it's really, really fast.
Okay, and since we're already on you, you're actually next up on the list. So how's your season going, Khloe? I haven't seen you, girl.
It's doing good. We just finished up our second series in conference where we won both series. We won at home and then we won away. And we've been playing good ball of late. I think we're starting to figure out who we are as a team and our identity and what works for us versus other teams. And I think when we do what works for us, it's electric, and then when we don't, it's awful. So we're starting to figure that out. Our coaches told us that every game, but you know, we're starting to figure it out. So yeah, it's fun. We're learning each other's tendencies, and like we're growing as a team and hanging out a lot off the field. I think that's my favorite part right now. Like we're every day, you just, hey, you want to grab lunch? You want to go by the pool? Like it's very casual, and that's the part I was always excited about.
Okay. And also, I know that your dad is like a big baseball guy, right? Is that what inspired you to start softball originally?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I kind of talked about this last time I was here. I did everything when I was younger. Like I mentioned, I did cooking classes, I did cheer, I did soccer, and I wanted to do tennis and everything.
Cooking class is so
Crazy. It was crazy. And it was awful. Like I got to crack one egg. That was the class. It wasn't even like I got to do anything. I was so mad. But I would say my dad definitely played a role in my love for softball because he loved baseball so much and he loved coaching so much. So seeing him happy made me happy. And then eventually I learned to love it on my own. My brother also played, so I think just being around...
Like an athletic family.
Yeah, very much so. My uncle played, my dad played, my brother played. My mom played like slow pitch, which I guess counts.
What is that?
Slow pitch softball?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was... Okay, yeah. Don't mind me. Ignore me.
Very athletic family. Love sports. We watch them all the time together. That's how we like bond. My dad's like, you want to watch a game? I'm like, sure, I guess. You want to talk? But yeah.
Okay, and also just fun fact, Khloe is actually a previous GT member of ours. What are you most excited for this year with your NIL deal?
This year, I'm just really excited about growing what I started last year, what Gordon McKernan allowed me to start last year. A lot of people like that I don't really know personally. I know them like their name or in passing, and they'll be like, oh, I saw your video, or I saw you on Gordon's page, this, that, and the other. And like that's really cool because I see other athletes, like I saw it was one like Alex Mazo on doing stuff like this. It's like cool because now you're doing something similar, and it's like it's like it's really cool.
Okay, so we're gonna piggyback off that Jurnee. I'm looking at you now, girl. So I've watched some of your videos, and not gonna lie, I would hate to be on the other side of the net with you as my opponent. I'm not a volleyball girl at all, but it's very impressive. So how's your season been going?
It's been good. We're in the spring season right now, so we're just doing 20-hour weeks, which it's a lot. But we have a game next week actually against y'all. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Ooh, the
Where?
rivalry?
You said where?
Yeah.
The PMAC.
Okay.
Like with LSU, yeah. So I'm excited. We have been rebuilding like every single year, and I think this is the team.
And
year.
aren't you like one of the top players in the country, if I'm not mistaken? Go ahead, girl. Don't be humble. Do not be
I don't
humble.
want to say that. Maybe.
All right. What's the ranking, if you know it by heart?
Well, we don't really do rankings anymore in college.
Okay.
But coming out of high school, I was 12th, I think.
Period. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question: how do you stay confident and motivated when you're like facing a tough opponent?
Well, my team says I have an alter ego, Adventure, which I think is the corniest thing I've ever heard in my life. But I think like just being on the court and like knowing that like I'm supposed to be there and just being like surrounded by other great athletes, I think that's just what helps me out the whole time.
And side note, you remind me so much of Coco Jones. Like, I don't know, your mannerisms is like spot on. When you're doing your cycle interview, I was like, yeah, this is Coco as a volleyball player. Okay, let's see what else I have lined up for you all. Aylani, you're coming up next.
Yes.
So Aylani here is our first Southern female athlete ever signed to the G team. How does that make you feel, girl?
I'm very excited. Like how I said earlier, I'm just very excited to be able to really bring the attention to my school, especially in Baton Rouge.
Right.
I think one of the biggest things was making sure everyone knew that there was 2 schools in Baton Rouge, 2 Division I schools in Baton Rouge, and you know, Southern is very much here. We're very much here.
I was reading over your application. I was like, oh, yes. I don't care what Gordon says. She's coming. She's getting signed. But, yeah, I was reading over your profile, and I was looking you up on your socials. So you're an athlete. You're a student, of course.
Yes.
You're involved in your community. And you're what? An actress, huh? Go ahead and tell the people.
Something like that. You know, I was a part of a film called Batter's Box, and it was produced by Perry Productions. And it's just like a local based film, and it was based on a true story. And actually, the director is related to my coach, so it was really cool, like being able to play a part in something that my head coach like saw with you know, her like growing up. Yeah, I do a little side quest, you know.
So how do you manage all of that?
Really, I think the biggest thing is taking time for myself. You know, I know undergrad isn't forever. I also know that sports isn't forever, and I've made it a point to find my identity and find my likings outside of athletics. And I just and just kind of fell into these little side quests and, you know, reaping the benefits of it, definitely. So I'm open to trying everything. I'm open to finding a career in anything. So yeah.
Okay, and piggybacking off, I remember you saying you're from California, correct?
Yes, San Diego.
So being from Louisiana, like, what's your favorite thing being down here so far?
I have to say the food. That's kind of big to say, but I have to say the food. Like, you know, my mama be trying to spice it up a little bit, and like my people be trying to spice it up a little bit. But like I've had crawfish for the first time out here. I had etouffee for the first time out here. Beignets, like it was crazy. Like culture shock at 100.
Yeah, I would say I would probably eaten crawfish maybe like 5 times within the past week.
No, literally.
I'm a Louisiana girl at heart though, so I love it. Jurnee?
I just had 6 pounds of crawfish last night.
All right, so you're loving Louisiana so far too?
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
We actually don't even have a Cane's in South Carolina. Or like we do have one, but it's like 2 hours away. I'm like, I'm not going out there. I'm not driving that far.
Okay, Khloe, what about you? I know you're from Louisiana, but do you have like a favorite Louisiana restaurant, favorite food?
I really like crawfish in any form, like etouffee, crawfish stuffed bell peppers, just crawfish.
What?
Yeah,
crawfish stuff.
Yeah, it's like breadcrumbs.
Gotta add it
and
to the cooking class.
bell peppers like cut up. Yeah, and then just pieces of crawfish, and you just
Oh my
eat
gosh.
it. It's
You know,
amazing.
I've actually never had, so I always thought grits were supposed to be sweet, like grits and sugar and butter and sugar. And it like blew my mind to know that people put like cheese and like pepper and grit or like crawfish.
If
like,
I eat sweet grits, I'd be very upset. Why am I tasting sweet? You make them sweet? Yuck.
Only like it's not like sweet. Well, okay.
Mine is sweet.
I do add
Pouring
syrup.
sugar. It's crazy.
I add syrup and ew.
Okay, I can see maybe sweet grits if you were eating pancakes and the syrup kind of like.
Oh no! Like
I purposely put.
Yeah, I put eggs in my grits and then syrup. No, don't make that.
Gosh, she's disgusting.
Don't knock it till you try it, especially from like IHOP. Top tier.
Grits
Double ill.
from
IHOP. I used to love IHOP, and then I'm a TikTok fanatic. So somebody was telling me, well, not telling me, it felt like they were telling me that IHOP was like nasty. The employees don't really clean, so.
That's everywhere though. That's everywhere.
So it kind of made me like I kind of don't want to eat there no more. Now I'll eat if somebody else paying for it, but I wouldn't prefer to go there. So that's just me.
There was like one time there was a hair. This is
Oh no!
There was a hair in my food, and I was like,
That's enough.
And you that's disgusting.
Oh
my goodness, no. Okay, so we've got sidetracked. I'm so sorry. But going back to women in sports, once again, I'm so excited that y'all are here. But we do need to talk about, the growth of women's sports. Watching has been so amazing. However, there's still gaps between men and women. So, what do y'all think Louisiana as a state can do better to better represent, women in sports?
I think with Gordon being so prominent in the state of Louisiana already, they're doing, you guys are doing an amazing job just pushing the female athletes. I think one of the biggest things, of course, on the field, we can only do so much. We play ball and then we go home, and that's the most that we can do on the field. But outside of the field, especially in the NIL world, I think that's where we really need to be dominant in, because NIL is where we kind of build our character, build our image overall, and people get to see a different side of us other than what they see on the field. And so I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job with that, period. And so, yeah.
Thank you. Just a little side note, I only started here a few months ago, but I'm so excited to dive into NIL and give women like you a bigger opportunity to represent yourself on a bigger platform.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm trying, y'all. Okay, Khloe, what about you? Narrowing the gap between men and women's sports here in Louisiana. How do you think we could do that better?
I think honestly just more coverage, I guess, just more people seeing what we're doing. I have so many people come up to me after they watch a game, they're like, that's my first softball game and it was awesome.
Yes, definitely.
And I was like, you're 45, you waited 45 years to watch a softball game?
You're 45.
That's what I'm saying. I'm I just feel a lot of people think it's baseball with girls, and it's a completely different game, a different atmosphere.
Absolutely.
It's just very much just different, and once you experience it, I genuinely don't know how you go back to anything else, any type of sport, personally. But volleyball, I played in high school, and volleyball, watching y'all play is probably the most fun that you have outside of it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I don't feel what I feel any other time
No.
when I'm watching volleyball, honestly.
That's cute.
Yeah, to like piggyback off of both of y'all, I think like allowing NIL to be more in our sport and honestly just like support in Louisiana. I think there's a lot of support everywhere, don't get me wrong, but like you go to a football game and on this, obviously football is its own thing. Like you can't compare anything to
They crazy
football.
over there.
Yeah. But it's just like when they see you in public, they're like, "Oh, what sport do you play? Do you play basketball?" Just because I'm tall. And I'm like,
Right.
There are more
I'm
sports in the
volleyball.
world.
yeah, and then like you said, they come to the game. They're like, "Wow, that was amazing," and I'm like, "Well, like you said, you're like 60 years old. Like, what do you mean?" it's just like come and support us a little bit more. I think like come support women like the same way that you support men, and I think Gordon is just gonna make a huge impact on that.
Yes. So to piggyback off that, we keep saying piggyback. Well, I keep saying piggyback. I'm sorry. I do want to just like, how do you think NIL is changing? Like, do y'all think it's changed for the better with women, or do you think it was like, oh, maybe we should have done that, or like, there are several people be like, oh, they shouldn't have gotten NIL deals. Now they don't care about their sport. I always see like different takes.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Whoever want to go
ahead.
first.
I just feel like it's different with men and women. Like, you look at men who are getting like $5 million to stay out of school or 10 and it's just like, it's not really like that with women. I think like we love our sport so much, and like NIL is a part of where we decide to make a decision, but at the end of the day, like it's the whole school. Like you stay at LSU, you go to Southern, you go to Southeastern, but like because you love the school, you love the coaches, you love the culture there, and I think it's just more about money with women than it is women.
I
Okay.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree completely. I think NIL is great, but I think the times that it becomes bad is when you're chasing the money instead of your love for your
I
sport.
agree.
Yeah.
But that's men, women, any sport. Anytime
Right.
you're chasing money in your life, it's just you're gonna be constantly chasing. You'll never be fulfilled. So it's just
Right.
a waste
Yeah.
of time.
And I also think that's where people find the most issues, or like where the most negative feedback with NIL comes from, because someone will commit somewhere for the NIL and then they don't perform and then the whole city hates them. And so it's like, okay, well, are they here for the money or are they here to play?
the
You know what I
sport,
mean?
right?
And
Yeah.
so like people don't really know what goes on behind the scenes either with NIL. There's a lot of, contracts and talk about it, and like maybe someone's getting paid to not play. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You don't
Just
really
never know.
Like it's
Yeah.
a publicity thing. Name, image, likeness, literally. Like it's not to play, it's to represent something. And so I think people need to understand that we work really hard on the field, off the field. This is good for us. Like we're reaping our benefit from it.
I agree.
Mhm.
They don't see like the hours that we put in on the
Yes,
field. Where you feel like you're,
literally.
like, about to pass out. and
Right.
You get one video posted and they're
Blood,
like,
sweat,
you don't
Literally.
deserve it. Like,
Like I don't deserve it. Like what do you mean?
I never
don't
said I
deserve
deserved it either. Like I
Right.
didn't say I deserved it. This company offered me. What do you want me to do? Say no?
Exactly.
Like, they're
Exactly.
awesome.
Like literally.
And I
Yeah.
think like with men and women, like everyone deserves it. Like they work so hard. Like it's literally blood, sweat, and tears
Yes,
off the
definitely.
court. And it's just like people don't see that. Even on the court. Like it's just like people don't
Mhm.
really see that all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
They just see like the entertainment. That's literally
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think they forget we're human sometimes.
Definitely.
Like they expect a machine that just makes no mistakes and expects nothing in return.
Yeah.
But like if I dedicate a lot of time and energy to something, it'd be nice to get a little bit out of it.
Absolutely.
mean I have
exactly.
to.
I feel the exact same
Definitely.
way.
And my coach always says this. She says that we're in the entertainment business, entertainment industry. Like that's our purpose is, we play these 2-hour-long games, but like you have to keep the crowd engaged. You have to make
Yeah.
sure that they're here with you and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a crazy play and da-da-da. And like we have to work to make that happen. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't just come naturally. Like we work to make that happen. We work to make it entertaining. And so like duh. Yeah, like come on. Like I want like all the cameras, all of that. Like come on, bring it. Yes, please.
I love it. So just to, I guess we're going to close this out now. So random question. What's one thing that you're most proud of, like outside of athletics?
Ooh.
I got one if you want me to go.
Go ahead.
Mine's my family.
Oh,
Yeah, they show up like everywhere.
so sweet.
I have a
love
big
that.
family. Like you said, they're in sports, so it's easy. It is very natural for them to want to come to a game. But even the ones that aren't big in sports, they still show up. They still make the road trips. Like we played in HCU, which is in Houston, and I had my mom and dad drive out there, watch 3 games, drive back. So I'm really proud of my family.
I love to hear a supportive family. That's so sweet.
I will take this opportunity to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I am so proud to be a child of God and just to be able to like live this life that I live. I'm so extremely blessed, and like how I said earlier, finding my identity outside of sports was just so big to me because, you know, we know like one bad game, it's like, oh my gosh, the world is ending. And so being able to like really get out of that mindset and be able to be like, okay, well, I'm done with the game now, and I'm gonna go home and be a person and be myself. And God really steered me in that direction to find my identity in Him, and I'm fulfilled either way. I can go 0 for 4 or I could go 4 for 4, and I understand that I'm still loved the same way. I'm still forgiven. I'm still free. I'm still me. And so I'm very proud to be a child of God.
Amen.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Oh my
Amazing.
goodness.
I think I'm just proud of my family as well, especially my mom and dad. Like, they've been there every step of the way. They just know how to talk to me when I'm in my alter ego adventure. And I think like just being there for me and not growing up like the richest and just protecting me and all of that in a sense, and allowing me to play this sport and like letting me understand that I'm not just representing myself, I'm also representing my family and I'm representing the school. And I just think that without them, I literally would not be here. And they also drove 2.5 hours for me to play volleyball 4 times a week. So
they was dedicated. They was dedicated. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I wanted to thank you all again for coming. I'm so excited to see what you all have in store in your futures, and you know, come back and visit me, of course. I get lonely. Okay. Oh, and one more thing. If you're ever injured in a car wreck, you are a loved one, you should get Gordon and
get it done.
Period. Bye, y'all.